Good morning. Good morning. I want to welcome everyone. This is Saturday morning. No guts, no story. I moved from inside to outside and I tried to find a quiet spot where the lighting was good and the birds weren't too loud. There finally are no fireworks going off. Like, I didn't think this moment was ever going to happen. How many of you live somewhere where they've just been blowing everything up for days? Hope you had an amazing Independence Day. For those of you that are watching for the first time, my name is Barb Pitcock, and this is my Saturday morning. No guts, no story. This is every single morning at 9 a.m. Saturdays. Every Saturday morning, that is. And every Saturday, I try to bring some value. I try to bring some motivation, maybe some lessons that I've learned. Excuse my construction zone going on back here. Dave and I tore off an old red deck and put down a new color. And it has been an amazing Independence weekend. It feels like it's been a week, right? Like, we've been doing this since Thursday, Friday. Now it's Saturday. You still have Sunday. Drop in the comments and let me know how many of you are celebrating with family, how many of you are just working. Maybe some of you are excited for the holiday to be over because it's not your favorite holiday. And maybe some of you are like, please never let it end. You actually got like a 3-day weekend. Well, what I want to talk to you about is your freedom. And a lot of people, they struggle. They really struggle to ever think that they can truly be free. And we're celebrating independence, right? We're celebrating independence, which, what does that mean? If you look up the definition of independence, Independence Day is the fact that we're in a country that has complete freedom because of people that paid an ultimate price and still are fighting for our freedom, for our rights, because America, the land of the free, right? The home of the brave, that's what we're all about. And when you look up independence, I'm going to look up the word for you. Look up the word independence. And when you read it, I want you to tell me, does this describe you? Now, independence is about you being able to do whatever you desire, right? And to take care of yourself. Independence is about opportunity. What is the true meaning of independence? People ask. It's the state of wanting or being able to do things for yourself, make your own decisions, and to help or influence without help or influence from other people. So independence means I am enough. I can have and be and do anything I dream of, regardless of what other people say, think, or demand, right? So how many of you are truly experiencing independence? Are you truly free? And let's talk about that, because freedom is different to everyone. Some of you just want to break free from something that's been holding you back. Some of you really want to break free from all the financial burdens. Some of you want to break free from a job that you don't like. For some of you, maybe it's a relationship that you're stuck in. But freedom is being able to go and do and be and have anything you desire. And independence is knowing that you can do that on your own. So I want to help you understand what will get you to freedom quicker and maybe make you not be able to have to struggle any longer. And I'm going to give you one word to write down. I want you to put this in capital letters: mentors. So a powerful mentoring relationship is really what I believe helped Dave and I to become financially free. Now, this week I posted, and you can go look on my Facebook wall, the little humble beginnings that we had in Cody, Wyoming, in a little tiny house. Let me get the glare right here. A little tiny house, a little cabin that didn't even have good heat. Like, we literally were freezing. We slept in front of a wood stove, like a big log at night that would just sit there and smolder. Our pipes would freeze. If you took a shower, you could literally scrape the ice off in the inside of the shower. It was not good living conditions, but we did the best we could with what we had. And we were teachable, we were coachable, and we found mentors. Now, Dave was riding bulls professionally. So for those of you who know the story, the first thing he did, he tried to find a mentor. And he always tells me about when he was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and all of the greats were there. And Lane Frost, the great Lane Frost, was actually behind the chutes. He would talk to the bullfighters to learn more about the bulls. He was traveling with kids that were better than him, that could teach him the basics. And the most important thing, guys, he was willing to learn. He was teachable, coachable, and willing to learn. Some people will not humble themselves to learn. Their ego has to be, I am the best, I am the be all, the end all eyes on me, focus on me. Your teachability index has everything to do with you being completely free. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not good. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're needy, right? Some people are afraid to ask for help and mentoring and guidance. What it means is that you want to be the best. If you want to be the best at anything, you're going to have to humble yourself, not be the smartest one in the room, and be teachable, coachable, and get around the right people. Now, first, a mentor can give you perspective. Here's why. The mentor has been there before. If Dave's getting ready to get on a bull and the bullfighter says, man, you better watch out, I'm going to give you one swipe and then I'm out of there, Dave's going to know this could be a dangerous situation. This is what I should do the minute this happens. Well, some people want to go into everything without any guidance, without any mentor, which is incredibly dangerous, whether it's bull riding, whether it's real estate, whether it's direct sales, whether it's stock markets and investing, even marriage, right? You need a mentor that you can look at. And this mentor is someone that you say, they can see things that I don't see from a distance that they've traveled that I haven't traveled yet. And so a mentor gives us perspective. What else does a mentor do for us? Well, proficiency, right? You want to be able to fill in the gaps of ignorance. What are the mistakes that they have made that I can learn from? The school of hard knocks, if you will. I could tell you in direct sales, everything not to do that I have done, everything not to do that I have done, because I failed forward from the school of hard knocks. But at the same time, I had a lot of great mentors. Here's the problem with most people. They start something. They never go all in 100%. They don't go learn from the best with complete obsession and focus, this magnificent obsession that I am going to be number one at this. Instead, they're like a ship without a rudder. They're floating around like they want to be free. They want to be debt free. They want to invest. They want to get healthy, but they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to sacrifice temporarily. It's temporary, guys, because the temporary sacrifice gets you the long-term results. Most people, they won't be teachable. They won't be coachable. Even when they are, they don't listen. They want to project everything, every thought, every idea. Like when you listen more than you talk, 2 ears, 1 mouth, use them in direct proportion, you can learn so much. And the third thing that a mentor does, it gives us patience. Dave and I launched a new company this year, and I literally want to go straight to the top, be the best, pass everyone, do all the things. And my mentor keeps telling me, Barb, incredible success happens over time. Anything that happens too fast could crumble on its own success, but nothing's ever too fast, right? Patience, that's the other thing. A mentor can give us patience. A mentor can tell us, you're doing great, keep doing what you're doing, you're this close to the next benchmark. So many times we want to just get into real estate and buy 5 houses, or we want to get into direct sales and just become the top earner, or we want to get into a relationship and we want to get married the week after we started the courting process, right? Everything good takes time. And you are like a masterpiece, right? Think of a potter with a wheel. They're honing it, they're sculpting it. Sometimes it needs a little more water. Sometimes it needs a little more clay. Sometimes you need to take this masterpiece off the wheel and crush it and smash it and get all the rocks out and then knead it to the point that it feels like it's not going to survive it, and then put it back on the wheel. And some of you, you're in that chapter. Let's talk about that. A mentee and a mentor have a great relationship. And in the beginning, you want to be the mentee, right? I saw a quote today. It said, his eyes make estates as fast as the sky and sun breed clouds. So when you see something, you have a vision. You're this mentee that says, I can see myself having that success. I can see myself paying off all of the credit cards. I can see myself moving into my dream home. I see myself the size that I want to be, losing the weight, being fit, building the muscle. You guys, all of that takes time, but I have to see it as fast as the sun makes clouds. So visioning it and learning to think like your mentor thinks. They obtain the exact results that they are envisioning because it's the only thing they think about. So let's go back to the title of this. Let's talk about your freedom. What do you envision 2 years from now, 5 years from now, even 10 years from now? It's going to take a plan, right? So it starts by, what can I do right now? Doing the best you can with what you have, knowing that you can get to the next chapter. So right now, maybe you say, I want to be debt free. I want to be financially free. That's a kind of freedom, right? Maybe you say, I want to have a breakthrough spiritually. I want to feel like I can break all these generational curses and these things that just keep holding me back. Maybe you say, I want to have a freedom from this life-threatening disease. I want to break free in my health journey. Maybe you say, I want to feel completely free in my relationships. Like there are just some things that need to be worked through. Well, we all have goals, right? We have goals. We have spiritual goals. We have physical goals. We have health goals. We have financial goals. We have relationship goals. And when you think about those, I want you to project out 90 days from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So in my productivity guide, I don't know if you guys have seen this. You go to pitcockmarketing.com. So this productivity planner is what I use every single day. And it projects out 90 days. So there's always a 90-day run, right? So if you want to be free from debt, you're going to say in your calendar, this is how much debt I have to pay off. If it's 100,000 in debt, I know if I could just do 10,000 a year over the next 10 years, I could be free. Or I could do 30,000 a year for 3.5 years and I could be free. Or I could do, whatever, let's say it's weight. I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, then I know that I'm going to lose 5 pounds a month for 10 months. Slow and steady wins the race. Or I'm going to just go crazy and I'm going to lose it in 6 months. And it's going to be more like, a little more disciplined journey. Until you know what your goals are, you're never going to get closer to them. So I think writing them down, and it's not easy. I tell people, write 50 things you want to do in this lifetime. And Dave and I did a Dave and a Barb list, but it was hard to come up with 6. Jim Rohn says 50. So you never stop striving towards a chief aim. Happiness is you focusing on your chief aim and a worthy ideal, right? So being consistent, moving towards something on this journey, that's the real happiness. Some people say it's the journey, not the destination. And you don't believe that until you get the new car. And then you're like, the new car smell wears off. You get the new house and then you're like, well, I love the house, but I don't know if I needed this payment, right? You get the husband and then you're like, oh, I couldn't wait to be married. And now, wow, this is a lot of work. You get the baby. You always wanted a family. Now you have the baby. You have no sleep. You have all the disciplines that go with being the mom to this new baby. So the reality is we have to have a chief aim that we're always working towards. And the minute you get your goal, you got to get a new goal. Because if you don't, you're going to become complacent, bored, and in a state where you're not striving towards something. It's not a healthy place to be. Let me ask you guys a question. Drop in the comments. How many of you are comfortable? You have enough money. You live where you want to live. You have the car you want. You have the job you want. You have a family. Maybe you're a mom or a grandma. You're comfortable. If that's you, write in the comments, comfortable. Now, I want to ask you guys another question. How many of you are uncomfortable? You're not happy with where you're at financially. You need to get better in certain areas. You know what you need to do, but you just don't take action on it. And if that's you, I want you to comment uncomfortable. Now, asking yourself a very realistic question. A very realistic question. Answer this. What is the one thing that would have to happen for you to truly feel free? Just, you can write it down on a paper. You can put it in the comments. What is one thing that needs to happen for you to truly feel free? What is your dominating thought every single day that just bothers you? Because what you don't understand is if sounds can change the way this water looks. The birds are chirping. There's a boat that just floated by. The water is like glass. I want to show you guys just how beautiful it is out. In fact, I should turn and go on that side is what I should do, just so you can see. Now I'm going to have shadows all over my face. But if you could see just complete calm. Birds are chirping. There are no rough waters. It's complete peaceful. You breathe in all the good. You breathe out all the bad. You just feel good. What would that look like for you? Tell me what freedom would take. Would it be you getting rid of one of your 2 jobs? Would it be you being able to find the man or woman of your dreams? Would it be you helping a loved one get out of a situation that's bothering you? Would it be you being able to overcome a health challenge? What needs to happen? Financial stress. A lot of people are saying financial stress. Okay. So it's simple disciplines repeated every single day. What I think about is when Dave and I lived in that little house in Cody, Wyoming, and we had no idea what the future would hold, but we literally were at the food pantry. So it was temporary, guys, because poor is your mentality. Broke is a temporary state of mind. It's just broke is temporarily out of money. Poor is a mentality that it's never going to happen for me. I know it's not going to happen for me. Sorry, guys. I want you to see the beautiful water, but the sun is blinding. So not having to work so hard and having money to help my mom. That's a great goal. Okay, so let's talk about that. We have a volunteer here. Tara says, not having to work so hard and having money to help my mom. So if that's freedom, let's all of us think, what is freedom to you? How much money would that take? That's what I really want to ask you. How much money would it take to have that happen? So you want to get a little 3x5 card and you want to write it as if it's already happened. Or if you have the productivity planner, it will tell you to write it out, read it every single day, write your success story as if it has happened. You guys can screenshot this page. It feels so good to have accomplished my goals. I take care of my mom. I help my mom. I don't have to work so hard. I get to do what I want when I want. I have the money to pay for it. I live in this house. I drive this car. You write it out as if it's already happened. And then you got to ask yourself, while you're internalizing that feeling, what will it really take to accomplish this? What will it really take to accomplish this? So maybe it's not as far off as we think, right? Maybe it's just a matter of you having an extra $2,500 a month, right? $2,500 a month. And that $2,500 a month, you say, I can have 600 of that for myself each month and 100 or each week, and 100 goes to my mom. You know, I don't know what your goals are, but I want you guys to think about this. If all you had to do was find a way to make 2,500 and it would make a difference, how could you make the 2,500? So there are a lot of ways to make money, guys. There are a lot of ways to make money. I have opened a Posh store where I put all of my clothes that I don't wear. I have put things on eBay. I have started a coaching company before. I have retail stores. I have done trade shows. I have done write a book, author something where you have royalties that come in every month. I have opened a med spa where I had booth rent and people paid more rent than the cost of the building for the med spa. I have had a dance school where I could hire teachers, right? Pay a teacher for an hour, have 10 students in there for the hour paying you. You're leveraging your time. You work 5 hours, but you have other people's time, other people's efforts creating money for you. If it's something that you love, I'm going to ask you a question. If it's something that you love and it wouldn't feel like work, how could you monetize that? I love children. I love dance. I love dogs. My daughter and I opened a pet hotel. We got a pet hotel where we had 12 rooms. We could keep 12 dogs. We put them in little suites where they had beautiful little beds and their own TV. And we made them little peanut butter snacks at night. And we could go spend 1 hour playing with 12 dogs, and 12 people would pay us for the 1 hour. It was a brilliant concept. Probably one of my favorite businesses we ever opened. And we had so much fun. In fact, I think we might do it again here at the lake one day. So real estate. I love houses. I could go look at houses every day, all day long. So it raises my vibration because I love looking at houses. I love taking ugly things, making them look better. And it's a way that I can take something, improve it, improve the value, and leverage my income. So let's make a list of all the things that you love, that you would do for free because they're so fun, that you could leverage, that would give you more freedom and make you more money. Now, debt is not a bad thing when it's an asset. Debt is a bad thing when it's a toy, a boat, a car, jewelry, shopping. Those things don't make you money. But if you go into debt to invest in a business, in fact, I got 2 or 3 in Kansas I would sell you right now because I'm never there. Years we took building up a business that's now worth money if we wanted to sell it to someone who doesn't have the patience to build up a business, and it's cash flowing. In the beginning, it wasn't. Today, it is. That's what most people don't have the patience for, especially in direct sales, which, by the way, is the fastest, most affordable, most realistic way for the average person to really increase and have freedom. So with real estate, let's take that for instance. If I buy a house that is $200,000 and my monthly overhead for that house is $1,700 a month in a payment, and then I have my insurance and taxes. Let's say I have $2,000 a month that $200,000 house is costing me. So I could either rent it out for $2,000 a month and break even, but eventually I would have the property as an asset, or I could put it on Airbnb where I could do $400 a night. And if it was rented all 30 days, I would make $12,000. Which would you do? Which would you do? So some of you would say, I would be afraid to ever borrow $200,000. That's why you won't make $12,000. Some of you would say, I would be afraid that it wouldn't rent all those nights. I would rather be comfortable, just have someone else paying for the asset. It doesn't matter which way you do it. My neighbor back here, he does a lot of day trading. And yesterday he said, I just trade options and I can make, $3,000-4,000 a month. And I said, I've never done that. I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't even buy stocks. He said, well, what do you invest in? I said, I invest in things that I can turn quickly, that will make me money. Inventory, products, travel to help people, a presentation. Like I always invested in people more than I invested in like stocks or day trading or options or anything like that. Those are like foreign words to me. But here's the reality, guys. He is free doing what he wants. He fishes when he wants. He mows his yard when he wants. He drinks with friends and plays cards all day when he wants. That's freedom to him. He loves that. That's happiness. For me, I want to make impact. So freedom to me means I can be with the people I want when I want, my family. I can travel, I can do what I want and not have to worry about how to pay for that. So how much money that takes me compared to how much money it might take him, freedom looks different to everybody, right? I would not be happy sitting on a lake, going to the golf course, fishing, partying with my friends. That is not freedom to me. I got to build an empire. I got to make impact. I got to change lives. Now, Dave keeps looking at our neighbor's list going, his list looks fun. He's just chilling. And you know what Dave and I do? We're grinding because our definition of freedom and time looks completely different than maybe the next person's definition of happiness, freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. Here's the difference. Some people, it takes more to make them happy. Other people can be happy on less. So my chief aim in my life is to build a foundation, make huge impact, and leave a legacy. I want my kids to carry on that legacy. I want to make impact. I want to change people's lives. I want to be known for the girl that made impact and changed people's lives. And your definition of freedom and happiness might look different than mine. It's why it's very important for you to define your dreams, not your mom's, your brother's, your sister's, your aunt's, your uncle, or what everyone else in your family did. Define your dreams of what it looks like to be free and happy. If how-tos were the only thing we needed, we'd all be skinny, rich, and happy. It's not about the how-to. It's about the obsession, the number one reason why you need this to happen. Why? Most people focus on the how it's going to happen, and they go to college for 4 years. They get all the degrees. They get straight A's in school. They even get perfect attendance. I missed as much school as I went to. I definitely did not get good grades. I told you, Dave and I lived in a tiny little house renting, and we were at the food pantry. Here's the difference in me and people that went to school, got a great education, learned all the things, got straight A's, had perfect attendance. If they are in a box and they're in this little box and they go to work when someone tells them, they get off when someone tells them, they live in whatever neighborhood that boss or promotion says they can afford, they have the hours that that person says they have to show up, when they get off, when they get lunch break, when they get vacation, that person might be happy with that because they climbed the corporate ladder, they got whatever retirement. That is their dream. That doesn't have to be your dream. But here's the reality. Both people can be successful and both people can be free. My neighbor was an insurance agent all of his life, was great at it. He knew when I reach certain age, I'm going to retire, and he did. And now he trades options and he loves his life. I did not work for someone, do not have a retirement, do not have a whole bunch of, stocks or a whole bunch of, what would I say? What do you call it when you work for someone and you have all of the perks of insurance and the IRA benefits? That's it. I don't have all the benefits of a traditional employee. I have to make my own freedom. So guess what? I have to look for my own insurance. But I would rather make my own money and pay $1,200 for insurance than work somewhere I hated for the benefits of the $565 a month. Like, it's just not worth it to me. I would rather not have insurance, make payment on medical bills, than have insurance and hate my life in a cubicle, right? It's a simple decision, guys. What is freedom to you? And what are you going to do to get that? So now let's work backwards. We talked about mentors. I want you to be the mentee. Mentors come in different ways. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And sometimes you're going to have this serendipitous mentor that just shows up, a life-threatening disease, and you figure out a way to be healthy and you conquer it. Financial disaster like Dave and I had in 1996, and you find a way to break through and you conquer it, right? Sometimes serendipitous things, the loss of a loved one, to suicide. For Dave and I, that was a turning point. It taught us compassion. It taught us to care about other people's mental health. It taught us that we're all going to die and we take things for granted. Sometimes we don't realize how much we take them for granted. It taught us to be aware of the people around us and their state, to check in on them. It taught us that nothing is forever. So you don't want to think that you're going to have time. It taught me to take more pictures, plan more trips, be more present. It taught me that medications and antidepressants weren't really the way for me or my family. It can be for you, but watching someone that was on antidepressants still be depressed and eventually take their life was a huge wake-up call. Especially when Dave's mom worked at the hospital, knew all the doctors, and was the administrative assistant to the administrator, which she married at the hospital. Like, we were looking at traditional medicine, and we were seeing a result that was maybe like, it's okay, it's there when I need it, but what are some other options? Because we could see mental health ran deep in our family. And so there's a serendipitous mentor that teaches you, like, here's a few: a life-threatening disease, losing a job, a bankruptcy, reading a powerful book where you have an aha moment, an encounter with another creature, like maybe a mom with baby foxes that you're watching and they're nurturing them. Maybe it's the mommy laying an egg, watching the baby chicken trying to peck out of the egg, and you want to go break the egg open so that you can help it to not struggle. But if you do, the baby dies. That's a serendipitous mentor where you go, wow, the struggle is real. It's important. It's the conditioning season that people need. Remember, problems are good. Write this down. Problems are good. They are power in disguise. And the question is, what are they teaching you? Then there's a hands-on mentor that says, come on, Barb, I'm going to teach you how to do inviting, cold calling, follow-up, closing, and they take you under their wing and they mentor you. Come over here, Barb, I'm going to teach you how to do a color or a spiral perm, or how to cut a layered bob, or how to do a facial or acrylic nails. I had those mentors. Another hands-on mentor is someone that says, come over here on my porch, let me teach you how to trade options. Every day, Monty's like, if you come over for just an hour, I'll teach you. And I guess the question is, why don't I just go next door and learn? Because I probably should. But here's the difference in someone being teachable and coachable and someone that's not. Write this down. You have to want it. You have to desire it. You have to actually care to learn it. If not, it's very annoying to the person that's mentoring you, trying to make you successful when you don't really want to be that. And they just keep telling you, you should come over. I can help you. I can teach you. Come to the meeting. Come to the seminar. Get on the call with me. Watch the Zoom. If they don't want it, have you all ever tried to push a rope? Have you ever tried to push a rope? It is so annoying. It just won't go. And that's what so many of us do. Remember, you're seeking more than simple answers. You want a mentoring relationship, which is someone who can coach you to success, someone who has what you want. And these types of relationships aren't always cheap, right? Sometimes it costs you money. You have to go, you have to see, you have to learn, you have to seek out. But I want to tell you, there's nothing more expensive than trying to do it without a mentor. There is nothing more expensive. It costs you time. It costs you money. It takes longer for it to happen. And that's the one thing, the one commodity that most of us don't have. And then lastly, your mentor that is your hero, shero mentor. The guy that you're like, I want what he's got. Now, sometimes you have to seek these out on YouTube. You have to read their books. You have to go try to get around them, take a millionaire to lunch, go where you think they might be. I know people that just go hang out at restaurants where they think their favorite football or baseball player might be. I mean, I know girls that sign up for dance competitions because the one that wins all the competitions is going to be there. Dave would enroll and go to rodeos like Cheyenne Frontier Days because he wanted to get around the greats. 4th of July was always the cowboy Christmas, right? It's like the weekend of rodeo. And this weekend, there's a girl that was there in Cody, Wyoming, where Dave and I first ran away to. And she was at the Stampede Parade on Facebook. And I said, oh my goodness, I love that place. I said, please go take a picture of 612 South Fork Road, where we first started our journey together. I figured the house would be gone. I mean, it's Cody, Wyoming. Like, everybody moved there, right? All the movie stars moved there. Nope. There it was, still sitting on the road, still a little white house. They had put a new red metal roof on it. But other than that, it was the same little shack where we started. Now, let me tell you guys something. There are people that 30 years later still live on South Fork Road. The neighbors that we had might still be there. They might still be doing the same thing they did 30 years ago. But for you to continue doing the same things differently and expect a different result is the definition of insanity. If you want freedom, if you want something different, you got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone, break free, and say, I'm going to be teachable, coachable. I'm not messing around anymore. Drop in the comments if you want to be free. I want to be free. And if you really, really do, type the word freedom. Type the word freedom. And I'm going to reach out to you to see what would that take? What would it really look like? You can grab the productivity planner, super affordable, a guide to get you everything you want in the next 90 days, 6 months, 12 months. And the reason why I keep talking about this is because it saves time. It saves money. It saves the struggle. It helps you break down who are the most important people that could get you closer to your goal. Who are the supportive people that you might need right now? What are some things that you might need to do to change your current situation? Social media planning, content planning. Maybe you need to get to an event. Maybe you need more resources. Maybe you need to borrow some money or refinance. Maybe you need to get out from under the pressure of what you have going on right now. Because here's the thing, fear will stop you. It will paralyze you to the point you just won't do anything. And the one thing that cures that, write this down. This is a Barb Pitcock hardcore quote. Action cures fear. Find someone that's going through the exact situation that you're in and say, how could I leverage this? For instance, my friend Tara on here, I would love to be able to help my mom, would love to be able to not work so hard. The first thing that comes to my mind is buy a duplex, right? Buy a duplex, live in one side, rent the other, leverage that. The next thing that comes to my mind is, what do you have that would not take time that could create money for you? Maybe something you buy and resale, right? Maybe something that you do online. Maybe something like an Etsy store. Maybe something like a course that you could create that's just a free downloadable PDF, Dave used to know how to cane a chair. His grandma taught him how to cane a chair. How to cane a chair would go crazy on YouTube, right? How to refinish an antique piece of furniture would go crazy. His grandma taught him. Like, it looked like it would be a hard thing to do. Dave got to the point he could do a piece of furniture in a few hours, and little old ladies would bring in their buffet, their hutch. They would pay him $2,000 to refinish this thing. And he was back there, Bert's spray and strip, right? Spray it, strip it, sand it, wax it, $2,000, please. It was things that he could do, a craft, learning a new trade, learning a new craft, instead of just plowing fiber optic cable 40 hours a week, or instead of just trying to ride a bull on the weekend to make some money. If he was failing at that, what else could he do that would make some extra money? And you guys, the resources are unlimited. You live in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Then why are you scared? And why are you struggling? The decision is yours. Action cures fear. Find a mentor, be teachable, be coachable, find someone who has what you want, and do what they say long enough consistently until you too will have the exact same result. So if you didn't catch the live, type in the words replay. If you're watching this and you got some great content, please share it on your wall. And just to make sure that you never miss an episode, I cannot add any friends on Facebook. I try to stream this to all of our pages, but you're going to want to go up in the corner and hit follow and turn on your notifications. I'm going to bring in you so much good stuff. I'm going to be bringing it all year long, every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central. No Guts, No Story. I hope you got some great value. And if you did, please drop in the comments, what was your one takeaway? Your one takeaway that you're like, aha, that's what I need to do. Because my desire for you is that 6 months from now, I mean, we're halfway through the year, it's July. In January, you say, this is my year. I'm breaking free. And I want you to say out loud with me, I am enough. I can have anything I dream of. I can do whatever I want when I want. And I can get the resources. I can get the mentoring. I can do anything if someone just shows me the way. And you guys, I want to be that person to show you the way to break free, to achieve your goals and dreams, and live an incredible life of health, wealth, happiness, and more important than anything, I want to contribute. I want to contribute and bring value to your life so that I can have my desire to make impact and make a permanent change for you happen. Everything you're going through is a temporary situation. And 5 years from now, you will probably look back and laugh and say, man, do you remember when? My mentor, Charlie Tremendous Jones, used to say, laugh now because you will later. And there's no reason for any of us to be struggling. So if you want a good laugh and you guys missed it, Dave and I did a Pinterest remake of the caption was cute couples pictures on 4th of July. They looked super cute with all the smoke bombs around them, and she was leaned back and they were kissing and she had a little flag. Dave and I almost died of smoke inhalation. It was terrible. And we failed, an epic fail at the Pinterest remake, but it literally kind of started to go viral very quickly. And it was so funny. And you guys, we didn't even plan that. We were just trying to take a picture for our daughter and we were like, let's hit record. And when we hit record, it didn't go so well. A friend of mine stopped the video and like screenshotted one little shot. But I think the moral to the story is, guys, things that you see in pictures might be photoshopped. They might not really be real life. So you can't compare your picture, your video, and your story to someone else's, because most things out there on Facebook are fake book and they're not even real anyway. They just go viral either because they're authentic and they're real, or because someone made them look really, really good. And a lot of times that's not real life. So don't compare yourself to other people, guys. You create your own story. You can have and be and do anything you dream of. And you just got to look in the mirror right now and say, I am enough. And like a good friend of mine said this week, why not me finish the sentence, right? Look at someone. Amber DeLoof did a training this week. She said, look at someone that's at the level you want to be. Maybe they're a diamond. Why not me being a diamond? Why not me on the vacation? Why not me? Willing to do what other people have done. And the only thing they have on you is time and experience. And you guys, the definition of that is true wisdom. So get a mentor, find a mentor, be teachable, be coachable. Action, you got to take massive and immediate action. And my productivity planner will help you do that. And I hope that you come to me and say, because of you, I was able to, and then you finish the sentence. But you first got to start with that feeling every single day that you can truly feel yourself achieving it, because then and only then will you act like the person that has that life. Will you do the things like the person that has that life? And those simple disciplines repeated every single day is what creates that success. Most people just won't do it. So have a wonderful rest of the Independence weekend. Happy 4th of July. Happy, safe, and happy 4th of July. And I look forward to seeing you next week on No Guts, No Story.